Hey everyone, are you tired of purchasing canned goods at your local grocery store that are full of preservatives and additives? Well, if so, take control of what your family eats by learning how to home can. And listen up, I'm going to provide you with the 10 best reasons to start canning in 2023. And if you're already a canner, listen to these reasons. And do you agree? Comment below. But first, can I say something that bothers me a little bit? I kind of find it insulting. People will say, oh, you can. Oh, that's such a nice hobby. Is canning really a hobby? Why are so many of the things that are done around the home considered a hobby, such as canning, sewing, or gardening? I do all of those things for my family to give them quality, not as a hobby. You know, my ancestors, when they first came over here, they did a lot of those activities. They certainly weren't hobbies. They were to survive. But somehow, when cans became available at your local grocery store, canning morphed into a hobby. Well, for me, it's much, much more. It's a way for me to preserve the bounty of my garden and to take control of what goes in my food. So without further ado and ranting, here are the top 10 best reasons to home can that my loyal subscribers helped me compile. Number 10, gifting. This makes great gifts. This is Vidalia caramelized onion relish, great with pork. Who wouldn't want to receive a gift like that? Or maybe your jams and your preserves and your jelly. All of them make great gifts because whoever you give them to knows it's a gift from the heart. Titus the Shiba Inu stated that it is satisfying to gift homemade items, and I really couldn't agree more. My elderly aunts loved receiving jars of homemade preserves because they knew the effort entailed in canning it. Number 9, support local farmers. Now, I have a garden, but it's not usually big enough to provide me with everything I need for my family for the year. So often I supplement with produce from a local farmer. You know, I found a local farmer who grew an astounding variety of heirloom tomatoes. So now I have a resource to supplement what I grow in my garden. Number 8, eco-friendly. That's right, canning is good for the environment. You can reuse and reuse and reuse these glass jars. So it's not like buying a can of food in the store, dumping out what's in the can, and then throwing the can in your trash. This is definitely a good idea for the planet. And you are canning locally produced vegetables and fruit as opposed to opening a can of food that has to travel thousands of miles to arrive on your grocery shelves. Plus, with the current aluminum can shortage, you're not adding to that by buying canned goods in the store. Many of the contributors mentioned the importance of reducing food waste. I couldn't agree more. I can great tasting broth from kitchen scraps and bones instead of just throwing them out. And you can do the same with leftovers. Number 7, cost savings. You can save money by canning. Definitely cheaper than buying freeze-dried food. And if you search for sales, you will save money canning, be it produce, fruit, or meat. Many commenters mentioned how canning meats on sale has helped them save, especially now when prices have soared. You know, I always check out the grocery flyers to see what's on sale, and that determines what I'm going to can that week. Number 6, no need for refrigeration. And this is a big one if you've ever lost your power and lost everything in your freezer. Like Sharon, I have lost everything stored in my freezer. Canning allows me to have shelf-stable meals, and I don't have to worry of my food spoiling if we have a power loss, especially if it happens when we're on vacation. Number 5, a sense of accomplishment and tradition. And may I say, even joy. You know, when you hear that pop after you just canned something, it makes you smile. You feel so good. You've got a successful jar. It brings you a terrific feeling of accomplishment. And in my case, joy. I have to admit, I can take long looks at my pantry shelves with all my canned goods lined up, and it makes me smile and it makes me feel good. Many people also mentioned how canning made them feel closer to maybe their mother or their grandmother or their aunts who canned. It gave them a feeling of connection, and it reminded them of great memories. And I think it also gives us a sense of belonging to a bigger canning community, be it on YouTube, on Facebook, or even TikTok. Number 4, a time saver and meal prep. I mean, who has time when you come home from work to spend hours making dinner for your family? Canning allows you to have your own home canned fast food. I love how I can have a meal on the table fast when I come home tired from a hectic day at work. It sure beats driving through McDonald's. And having that meal ready in less than 20 minutes gives me more time to do what I love with my family. Number 3, preserve your garden's harvest. Well, I know many of you have a garden, and if you don't, you should think about starting one. But canning allows you to preserve what you grow, because very often you get in abundance and you can't actually eat everything fresh at the time. So canning allows you to jar up that produce, and that way you can have it all year long for your family. I mean, gardening is the reason I started canning. I wanted to save my garden fruit and vegetables so my family could enjoy them all year long. You know, I believe that my canned jams and preserves are a taste of summer so welcome in the winter months. 2, control of ingredients. You know, because you can it, exactly what went in this jar. Just read some of the packages on your shelf about all the additives and preservatives. Yeah, not great. Can it yourself? You don't have that. This was very important to subscribers, and I think Sandy summed it up well. I know what is in it. No chemical preservatives and dyes. I can control the amounts of salt and sugar. The flavor is real and not full of added flavorings. Good, real food that I can serve my family and friends and know I am serving healthy, honest food that tastes so much better than canned or boxed junk. Okay, are you ready for the number 1 reason? Number 1, more self-reliant. Canning increases your self-reliance. It helps you build food storage and gives you food security. It's about being prepared, taking control of what goes into your food, adding to your food storage all year long by what you can. As a prepper, it's very important to me to increase my food storage, and canning allows me to do that. It's so much better than buying those freeze-dried meals that taste and aren't usually what your family's used to eating. But I can easily put something in a jar that my family loves to eat, and it will keep for a long, long time on my pantry shelves. To me, home canning can function as a personal food bank and help people get through difficult times and become more resilient citizens. It can also help you prepare so you don't have to worry about food shortages in the future. I have plenty of home canned jars of tomatoes, so I'm not worrying about the expected tomato can good shortage of 2023. Did I miss the reason you home can? If so, please comment below. Did you agree with my numbering system? Again, let me know. And if you're thinking about, you're already water bath canned and you're thinking about progressing to canning meats and doing pressure canning, I have a video just for you.